I'm Jonathan West. You are watching Death Valley Television, and the Scavengers host the Georgia Bulldogs this week after their victory over the University of Alabama Birmingham Blazers last week. Now, the Scavengers looked great last week in their win over UAB. A fantastic rushing performance and a balanced rushing performance at that. I don't know exactly if we're going to see that against a Georgia team that has definitely taken a step down, losing in shock fashion to University of Louisiana Monroe last week. But it is a year where the Scavengers, I think, can take advantage of Georgia losing their Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. That's the big thing this week. They now have a new man under center. David Okafor is their guy. Now, this man is not expected to win the Heisman Trophy by any means, but still a former four-star prospect out of Beaufort, Georgia, and expected to be a solid player. He was sacked 5 times last week, 1 touchdown, 1 interception in his first showing against Monroe, but it comes in a losing affair. They also have running back Elias Silva, who is expected to be the top part of their offense out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The junior running back has not been as deadly as some would expect him to be. Now, of course, they did have a Heisman winner last year, so he didn't have to be. Defensively, the big man in the middle, Andy Clemens, is the guy who is expected to stop that ground game from being as consistent as it was last week. Half a sack this year, 3.5 sacks last year for Clemens, but the key component is his tackles. 28 tackles last year, looking to top that. And the leader of this defense, Ralph Strait, the junior middle linebacker. He is another reason this ground game could have a tough time getting going. 1.5 sacks last year with a pick to go along with it, but 61 tackles all of last year, 5 for a loss. He's got 2 tackles so far to start the year. We'll see how many he adds as we take you to the hunting grounds as we are off in this one. As it is going to be Don Dotson to return. Had a kickoff return to start the year and his career as a Scavenger, as Alex Slade, though, will be the prime weapon no matter who they play. 1st and 10 here for the Scavengers. Out of the gun, they go with Blanco to begin, and he's going to have a 1st down carry. Good room to start. Let's see if they can get that ground game going early like they did against the Blazers. It's a keeper for Bush. That was a poor read as he was corralled quickly. 2nd and 14 now. Bush under center. It's a handoff to Crow, and he's eaten by Clemens quickly. Puzzles is going to have his day, sealed for him with Clemens. It's going to be a tough ask as Tevin Nicholas hauls that one in, but shy of the sticks, as that brings in this Georgia offense. 1st and 10. As Okafor hands off to Silva, makes a man miss there. Millhauser questioned how to go at Silva as he made that juke. It's only a 2-yard pickup, though. Okafor now through the air to the sideline. It is caught and will be just shy of the 1st. 3rd down and 1. They flip this one on the jet pass. It works out, and it's going to be a 1st down now into Scavenger territory for the Bulldogs. Okafor over the middle connects. It's a 1st down, it's a short gain of 3, not a 1st down. Too used to calling that already early for Georgia. Screen set up. That one doesn't go anywhere, though. Ben McMillan, the first man there to clean that up. 3rd and 6. Sideline again. It is incomplete, they say. He didn't make full control to the ground. And that's going to bring out the punting unit. And this is a great punt for the Bulldogs out at the 5. So now the Scavengers have to try and drive 95 yards for the first score of the day, as B.J. Crow, though, is going to get them a gain of 6. Gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone a bit. 2nd and 4 as Tony V checks in, and they'll go his way right up the gut for a first down. New set of downs here. Bush takes the snap. It's a screen setup, and that one could have been bad. Luckily, only a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. Slade in motion. They flip it his way on the jet pass. He's got blocks. He's got the outside, and it's a big play for Slade. 31 yards as that gets them up past the 45. 1st and 10 at their own 46. Bush hands off Tony V, and once again it's Clemens beating puzzles in the middle there. 2nd and 9. It's a screen set up for Roosevelt. Lamar stays on his feet, jumps over a man, and stays in bounds. What a play by Lamar. He is not the most athletic tight end of the bunch, but shows off the athleticism there. So a big play for Roosevelt Lamar, the sophomore tight end, as it gives them a new set of downs now in field goal range, I would think, for Trent Feeney. Bush underneath, cannot connect with Zubnar. 2nd and 10. Bush in the gun with Blanco as it's a screen set up. This one caught by Nicholas, but still a loss of 1. They can't find any open field on these screens. Well defended by Georgia. 3rd and 11. Another screen set up, and that one goes nowhere. Incomplete as they kick. This one's up, and it will be shy. Too short for Feeney, and that's going to give the ball back to Georgia. It was a catastrophe of blunders at the end of that drive. So what will maybe be the last play of the first quarter here. Georgia in the gun. Okafor sets a screen himself, and the ball's loose as it's picked up by Georgia. A gain of 3 as it takes us to the end of the first. All tied up with goose eggs on the board. And the Scavengers right now have not gotten that ground game going like they did last week. That is a definite. 2nd and 7 here for Georgia to begin the second quarter of action. Okafor goes short here, not far to go. Millhauser in coverage there. 3rd and 6. Okafor to throw, pressure sent, and that's Earl Shell who gets there. He has had a sack, at least 1, in every game this season. A great start for the senior defensive end, well, I should say pass rusher, for this defense. It has been a fantastic start to the season for Shell. Gonna see if he can top 16 sacks this season as Bush off play action finds Lamar again. Already had 1 big play today. He gets him close to a new set of downs there. 2nd and inches. Tony V in the backfield. And they hand the ball off, but Clemens was well in the backfield. He is destroying this ground game single-handedly at this point. As they try and go out wide to pick up the first, it does not work. And Georgia gets the ball back. This ground game has been almost non-existent right now between Clemens and just this defense in general. As that's a loss of 3 to begin things on the swing out. Georgia now, man in motion. Okafor with time, finds his man, and that one is caught. It's a 12-yard pickup and puts them at 3rd and 5. As Okafor finds his man, but well shy of the mark and out of bounds. So it goes back to DVT It's just been chaos right now for these two teams, as Blanco with arguably the second best run of the day right there. 2nd and 2. They flip this one to Alex Slade. He's had the best play of the day, and he'll have another good play today, as that's another nice pickup getting them in Georgia territory. 1st and 10. 4.5 left to go in the half, as Tony V picks up 5. His best run of the day so far. BJ Crow checks in the backfield. They go the power back's way. He'll have the first down, but a flag flies. And you saw it on the far left of your screen there. Nick Bridgen's going to be called again for a hold. 2nd and 11 after the Nick Bridgens hold. The screen set up here for Blanco. It's defended decently there, but at least gives them a more manageable 3rd and 6. Bush in the gun. Hands off Blanco. And he'll get close to the mark, and I think that's what they wanted as they bring in BJ Crow and company on 4th and 2. Up the middle. Crow with all the space. It's a first down and more inside the red zone. They only needed 2. They got about 20 nearly. 1st and 10. Bush in the gun. Screen set up. That one's caught somehow by Nicholas, as that's not going to get him far, though. Only a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. Under 2 minutes to go here in this half, as Clemens once again blows up the run. 3rd and 11. Bush to the end zone. It's caught. Back in the end zone, Andre Zubnar. Touchdown Scavengers, as finally somebody gets on the board right before we head to halftime. 37 seconds left here before we head to the half. Georgia trying to do exactly what the Scavengers did, just in less time. 2nd and 2 after the gain of 8 to the tight end. Okafor to the air. Checks this one down to Silva. Silva's got enough for the first. It's a new set of downs now. Okafor to the air. His pressure was there. It's caught. And that's going to be shy of the mark. They take their 3rd time out. 2nd and 3. Okafor. Pressured. Shell caused a little bit of chaos. So it brings up 3rd and 3. 17 ticks of the clock left. Okafor finds his man, and that's going to get them into DVT territory, but they have no way to stop the clock right now outside of spiking it. Probably the last play of the half here. They do get it off at 5. Pressure coming, and Ben McMillan and Ferrier were there. So it's McMillan and Ferrier that sack Okafor to bring it into this half and keep the Scavengers on top 7-0 as we head into halftime. Well, it's been a different game than we expected at half this time around. 7-0 Scavengers on top. The key component is that ground game has not gotten going. Only 49 rushing yards in the first half, and it's been all just Andy Clemens for that Georgia defense. Albert Puzzles has had a hell of a day trying to contain him, and it has not gone well. Luckily, Andre Zubnar added that first touchdown on the day. Hopefully they can get more out of their ground game in the second half of action. Welcome back, everyone, to Death Valley Television. I'm Jonathan West. The second half of action here in the hunting grounds starting up as Silva with room to run. The Bulldogs starting with the football here in this second half. 2nd and 4 after the gain of 6 from Silva there to begin the half. A play-action fake, and that'll get them a new set of downs. Okafor didn't have the greatest first half, but certainly didn't look terrible as Silva is starting to find room now as he gains 9. He had a rough go in the first half, but the ground game for both sides did not really work as Okafor goes down. It's Ferrier that brought him down. His first full sack of the day. Had half a sack with McMillan to end the first half of action. Gets his solo one there as he fought through the right tackle. Third down and 8 now here for the Bulldogs. Okafor to throw. Downfield, it's caught. So a new set of downs puts them into DVT territory. Okafor finds his man. It's held on to, and it's going to be another 6-yard pickup. Shotgun set for Okafor. Hands off to Silva. It's an RPO, and it's a new set of downs as they cannot take the tight end down easy. First and 10. Another RPO. This one's caught. Fleming all the way down to the 2. First and goal. Georgia looking to tie this game up. They flip this one. It doesn't work, though. Raheem Clay on top of it. Second and goal. Hand off to Silva. He's held up. Clay there to stop him. And on third and goal from the 1, can they get the goal line stand? It's play action, and Keelan Holbrook was not fooled. Goal line stand achieved. The Scavengers stop Georgia from finding pay dirt, and it's going to force them to settle for only 3 as Keelan Holbrook kept his eyes on the quarterback completely. So it looks like the Bulldogs will get on the board, just not what they wanted, as that was a long drive to start the start the second half of action. 7-3, and it's the first drive of the second half for the Scavengers. Only 4.5 to go in this third quarter as Slade gets the first down there. All 3 of his catches off those jet passes today. That's been their way of getting the ground game going so far today, as an RPO here to Roosevelt Lamar, and that only picks up 1. Second and 9, B.J. Crow in the backfield. They hand off Crow's way, and he'll have a pickup of about 6. So manageable third down and 3. Can they pick up this first down? Tony V gets the handoff, and he runs into a wall, and that's going to force another punt from Death Valley. As play action again from Georgia, but they're not fooled. It's Juan Donnerson on the sack. The 5th sack of the day for the Scavengers. They have been all over Okafor today. The only bad part is they haven't gotten points on the offensive side to counteract that. Second and 18. Okafor in the gun. RPO again. This time it's well defended. Only a gain of 3. So that makes it third and long as the Scavengers show blitz. They drop back out of it. Pressure, though, still getting there. And it's Shell and company that combine. Shell and Petty were the 2 there. And that's going to be the 6th sack of the day. And the Scavengers going to get this football back and probably in good field position. "13 seconds left here in the third quarter of action. And we'll see if the Scavengers can do anything here before this quarter comes to a close. It's Alex Slade, his first catch that wasn't a jet pass. And it's a big one to end the third quarter. 7-3, Scavengers on top. But the targets have gone all over the place today. John Bush has spread that ball around. They've just got to make it work out. here in this fourth and final quarter. 1st and 10 to start the fourth. Bush under center. It's a delayed handoff to Blanco, who avoids getting taken down from Clemens. A gain of 6 there on that last run. 2nd and 4. Bush to throw. Over the middle, it's caught at Zubnar with the first. 1st and goal here inside the 10. Bush, quick throw. That one incomplete. Nicholas couldn't hang on. So 2nd and goal. Blanco in the ball game. They go his way, but guess who? It's Clemens again. 3rd and goal. This one definitely going through the air. Can they end in the end zone? It's a short throw to Slade, incomplete. And they'll settle for the Feeney field goal. It'll tie this ball game up at 10 apiece. Or I'm sorry, it'll give the Scavengers more of a lead here, as it's 10-3. As Silva now taking off. He's found a bit of room here in the second half so far. 8 minutes left to go in this ball game now. Okafor. Hands off. No, it's play action, as this one caught again by the tight end. They have utilized the tight ends and Silva to their advantage here in the second half. Hand off to Silva on 1st down. He goes nowhere on that one. 2nd and 11. It's a handoff. Silva still stuffed. So it brings up 3rd and long. Okafor. Pressured a bit, but he avoids Shell. Doesn't get enough for the first, but they go aggressive. 4th and 1. The offense still out there for Georgia. Silva gets just enough. Clay was there, though. 5 minutes to go. A one-score game and an incomplete pass there. Good coverage. 2nd and 10. It's caught, and that's going to be a pickup of 5. 3rd down and 5. Okafor finds his man over the middle, and he's got enough for the first. 4 minutes now left on the clock. Okafor to the sideline. It's caught, and a gain of 4. They are not trying to go down the field quickly here. It's a keeper for Okafor. He's got room to work with, and that's going to get them inside the red zone down to the 12. Empty set for Okafor. Man in motion. As over the middle, it's caught one-handed in the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia, and they've tied this ball game up. I was a little early saying the game was tied, apparently. Richard with the touchdown, and DVT now looking at a probable 10-10 ball game. So a tie game here with about 3 minutes left to go. Can the Scavengers maybe run this clock out, get in the field goal range and put an end to it? 2nd and 7 after the 3 yards from Crow on the last run. Play action, but Bush goes down. The first sack of the day by Georgia, and it comes late. 2 minutes left to go here as we've hit the warning. Bush with time, plenty of it, gets rid of it as he gets hit. Incomplete, and Georgia now with great field position and 1:47 left. Screen set up, and Silva gets out of bounds after a gain of 6. $1:43 left, all 3 timeouts for both sides. Okafor down the field, it's caught. That's going to be a new set of downs. Clock keeps ticking. 1:16, as that's a keeper for Okafor, and they're just going to let him score. The Scavengers let Okafor in the end zone with ease. You could see Coach Booker on the sideline waving everyone off. I don't know what the game plan is here, but he's got to have some type of confidence in his offense to let Okafor just waltz his way in. Either way, the Scavengers looking now at the first deficit of the day. 17-10, 1:06 left on the clock. John Bush is going to have to find his deep threats if they want a chance. And he finds them! Alex Slade down the field! A huge play by Slade, and that might take him over 100 for the third straight game of the season. John Bush comes through to find his top target when needed most. A 42-yarder for the sophomore. 1st and 10. Bush in the gun, now at the 40 of Georgia. They've got all 3 timeouts. They need a touchdown, as somehow he got that off and it's knocked away. 2nd and 10. Bush in the gun. Tony V to his right. Zubnar in motion. They flip it his way on the jet pass. He's got room, and that'll be enough for the first. 49 seconds left. Zubnar got out of bounds to save a timeout. All 3 timeouts still for DVT. Bush, running out of time, just got rid of it, luckily, and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Bush with Blanco to his right here. He takes the snap. Bush downfield, one Zubnar. That one's knocked away again. 3rd and 10. They've got 2 plays left, really, if they can't find anything on this one. Zubnar gets it! Down at the 2, a timeout taken by the Scavengers. Somehow he found him. I don't know how. It's 1st and goal. Crow gets the handoff. He's stood up at the 1. Second timeout was taken with 21 seconds left. Bush. Hands off Crow. He powers his way in. Touchdown Scavengers. We've got a tie ball game coming up. Crow powers into the end zone. He would not be denied. He vultures another one. No shock there. As B.J. Crow has been the dominant factor at the goal line this year. And speaking of the goal line, the Scavengers are being aggressive. They're looking for the win. For the 2-point conversion. They flip this one to Slade. No one around him. Touchdown DVT with the 2 points. The defense just has to do their job. And DVT walks out of here with a win, as that one's caught, though, over the middle. 2 timeouts left for Georgia and 14 seconds on the clock. Okafor doesn't need much to get in the field goal range, but that's not going to be far enough. 2nd timeout taken. They've got 8 seconds, maybe enough for 2 plays. They're going to need a big play here, though. Okafor, running out of time, just chucks it downfield, well out of bounds. Clock hit 0. Death Valley Technical upsets Georgia. Well, technically not an upset, but 18-17. The Scavengers remain unbeaten early in the season. And it came down to some big late game plays by Alex Slade and Andre Zubnar, as well as B.J. Crow. And give Coach Booker a lot of credit. He took the chance, called off his defense, let Okafor waltz into the end zone to give them time to do what we saw them do, and then laid it all on the table by going for the 2-point conversion for the win and not just a tie. They said they would be more aggressive this year, and they certainly have been that. Now, the one thing that didn't work today was the ground game, and Clemens was all over that ground game. It was a one-man show defensively for that Georgia defensive front, and Albert Puzzles could not handle it. Luckily, Slade had the big outing he had, a $123, his third straight 100-yard receiving day, and the defensive front for the Scavengers, they put pressure over and over and over and over again on Okafor. The offense couldn't find their mojo quick enough to put those points on the board to balance that out, but a victory is a victory, and next week, the rematch from last year's quarterfinal matchup is on as the Michigan Wolverines head into the hunting ground to take on your Death Valley Technical Scavengers.